Sunday, you know it must be Sunday dinner with Chef Joe. Hey everybody, and welcome to what is a beautiful, seriously, a beautiful, cold, but beautiful sunny day here in New England. We got snow on the ground, they're saying more snow tomorrow. It's winter. Anyways, I thought today would be the perfect day to do Chinese, Asian style cuisine. And I say that with all reverence because, again, I was not classically trained in Asian cuisine. I did take some classes in it, but a lot of it, I might do homage to all of the great Asian cuisine chefs out there. So today we're going to make 3 dishes. We're going to have an appetizer and we're going to have 2 main dishes. And really what we're doing today is Sundays as a kid, my brother and I and some other very close personal friends of mine that I'm sure are watching this show, we all went out to dinner on Sunday nights for Chinese food. It was a thing that my parents loved to do every Sunday night. And so since we all are really kind of housebound these days, I thought, what a great option. It's Sunday. I need to make dinner. Let's do Asian. All right, so you guys ready? So first and foremost, we're going to make an appetizer, and we're going to make crab rangoon cups. This is a really fantastic appetizer. So I'm going to show you right now how to make it. And hey, camera lady, can you grab the crab? Yeah, it's in the refrigerator, and you'll see it, and there's some sauce there too. Anyways, we can't start crab rangoon without crab, right? Right. So, the main ingredients, of course, in crab rangoon are cream cheese, obviously, and we're using these wonton wrappers that I've been keeping moist. And, oh, there we go. Yeah, we're talking. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, we'll put that over here for now. Great. All right, now we have our crab meat. So, this right here is a jumbo lump crab meat. It comes in an 8 ounce. It's fresh. It's cold. It comes in the cold section of your seafood area. I've already used half of it because this recipe actually calls for 1/4 pound of lump crab meat. And what you're seeing right here is about 1/4 pound because this is an 8 ounce portion. So we're going to throw in our lump crab meat. And again, what makes it lump and what you're looking for is, see how it's not all shredded up, it's all nice and lumps? That's what you're really looking for when you do that. All right, so we have our crab meat. Now, we're going to start off, we're going to take a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, pour that in there. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of soy sauce that we're pouring in there. All right. We have about a teaspoon of onions, green onions, scallions, as you can see. All right. Oh, actually, it's a tablespoon. And then we have a teaspoon of fresh, really fine diced, fresh ginger. You can buy, if you don't want to make ginger, you can buy it in the store. And I'm going to show you in a second how to work with ginger. So there's our ginger. So this is what a ginger root looks like, you guys. And it comes in all different sizes. And what you usually do is I usually break off a piece that I want to do. And now the next thing that people always have a problem with is they have a problem getting the skin off. Because most normal peelers really have a problem. So I'm going to show you a cool trick. You take your spoon and you just go like this. And you can scrape the skin right off. Just like that. All right. Oh my God, I wish we had, again, smell-o-vision. We need smell-o-vision because this fresh ginger has just a nice smell. All right, so as you can see, and then from there you can just use it any way you want. Okay? And this is the skin. We're not going to keep that part. All right, so we got our ginger in there. We've got our green onions in there, or scallions as they like to be called. Also, and then we're going to use 1 package or 8 ounces of cream cheese. Now I've let this sit out. If you let it sit out for about a half an hour to an hour, it will be a lot easier to mix. The other thing that you could do, and I'm going to do it for the sake of our show on speed, is I'm going to mix this in a stand mixer. So you can do it in a stand mixer, or you can mix it by hand. And like I said, if you're going to mix it by hand, you definitely want to let it soften. All right? So we're putting all that in here into our mixer. Okay. Got on our mixing blade here. All right. And then what we're doing is we're just mixing it until we get everything all mixed up in there. It takes a minute or two. Meantime, we're going to, we have our pan here, and we're going to make our wontons. So, we're going to, looks good. All right. So, we're going to take, we have wonton wrappers here. These are wonton wrappers. They either come fresh or you can get them frozen. Actually, I bought these frozen today because they didn't have any fresh, and they literally defrosted very quickly at room temperature. So just buy some frozen, take out what you want. All right, and then what we're going to do is, as you can see, I took 2 wontons and I made what's like a star, right? And then I'm just going to push those down, just like that. All right. Same thing, we're going to do a few more of these. Okay, and then you're just going to push them down, and you're making the cups for your crab rangoon. Like I said, use 2 wrappers, crisscross them like that for a star, and then just like that. All right. Then once you've got your crab rangoon mix. You want to, by the way, you want to always make sure that you season it with a little salt and pepper. If you notice, I didn't put any salt and pepper in there, and you want to season it with a little salt and pepper. Okay. And then we're literally just going to take our spoon, and we're going, actually we'll use about a tablespoon of your crab rangoon books. And by the way, you can eat this raw, by the way. Because there's nothing in it. The crab is actually cooked, so you can eat it. All right. Put in 1. Put in another, and we're going to cook these at 425 degrees. So that's why I'm not worried about using my fingers right now, because we're cooking these for about 7 to 8 minutes at 400 to 425 degrees. It really comes down to, the reason I gave you 2 temperatures is it really comes down to what works for, some people have hotter ovens and not. All right, we've got that. Grab a paper towel here so I can wipe my hands off. Okay, so now, like I said, we're gonna put those in a 425 degree oven. All right, and when they come out, they look like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to just take a couple of these really nice, that's how nice they look. They come out really super nice and crispy. And again, it's baked, it's not fried, so they're a little healthier for you. And we're going to top them with a little, any kind of store-bought, or you can make your own Thai chili sauce. Little red chili sauce on top, just like that. And then you can top it with a little of the scallions, just like that. And then there's our appetizer. All right. Now, the next dish is actually already prepared, and that is our Chinese crispy duck. Now, what's really weird about the name of it is that, yes, it starts off crispy, but it doesn't end crispy, because really the process of making Chinese crispy duck is braising. Now, you guys, we talked about braising in the past. That's basically slow cooking something in a liquid for a longer period of time. So that's what we did here. So in a pot, let's bring our pot up here. In a pot, I put in here, we went with 3 tablespoons of, started off with 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, We did a quarter of a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice, which this is what it comes. You can buy them. This is a McCormick one, and it comes in the stores. Really, what Chinese 5-spice is a minimum of 5 different spices. It usually has star anise in it. It has cinnamon. It has cloves, ginger. Those are the kinds of things. Those warm scents, as they're called. So that's what's in Chinese 5-spice. So we did, actually I did a half a teaspoon because I couldn't find any star anise today, which really goes in this dish. So we did half a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. Then I put in, I also added some salt and pepper. And then what I did is I mixed the whole thing up, and I put the duck in it, rubbed the duck all in those together, and then I seared them in my pan for about until they were crispy on both sides. And then I started building my base. And my base was, I started adding a little ginger, diced ginger. I did a bunch of green onion scallions that I diced nicely. I had with the end ones, and then we saved the green parts, and I'll show you what we're going to do with those. We'll top our dish with that. We had, and then we added some rice wine vinegar, or you can add sherry to it if you don't have rice wine vinegar. We did a tablespoon of oyster sauce, and then I put in about a tablespoon of whole peppercorns, and then I took, at the end of the process, I took these dried shiitake mushrooms, and as you can see, they're freeze-dried type mushrooms, and we soaked them in hot water for about 20 minutes, and then I sliced those up, and I added that along with some more of the water to our base. Then, when it was all done, I added a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch to a couple of tablespoons of water, made a paste, added that to it, brought it to a boil, and it doesn't make it a super thick sauce, which you're not looking for, but it does make a really nice sauce. And then our duck, and then I added some baby corn to it because we're liking the baby corn around here. So, but our duck, look at our duck breast, how it comes out, and it is just beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous, and we're going to at the end we'll plate that along with our other main course. All right, now ready for our main course? I am. All right, here we go. So we got to start off. We need some oil. And what I'm going to do is, we got some sesame oil here. We're going to throw a little sesame oil in our pan. All right. If you're allergic to sesame or something like that, you can replace it with, olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever you want. Let me move these out of the way. Okay. And then, where's my tongs? And then we're going to start adding ingredients. So first we're doing a beef. This is a beef stir fry with bok choy. So we're going to start off with beef. I have 2 kinds of beef here. I've got this beautiful, this is a beautiful sliced tenderloin, and this is prime rib. I mean, come on, guys, right? You can't beat that with a stick, as they say. All right, we're throwing all that in there. This is for our beef dish. Again, this dish, if you wanted to not do beef, if you wanted to do another chicken or shrimp, you could do that. The reason we're throwing our beef in first is because, again, it's our raw ingredients, our proteins, and we want to... So we're just doing that. We'll throw in put a little salt and pepper to this. And grab some salt, a little salt. And then pepper-wise, I've got this really nice chili pepper that we can throw in there. That'll start giving it some flavor. And again, I don't know if you saw, but I cut these really, really thin. Because again, this is a really quick dish, you guys. We're cooking this super fast. You know, one of the things about Asian cooking is, and it was the first thing I learned about Asian cooking, was it's a lot of prep and quick on the cooking. I mean, this duck is probably the longest thing I've ever made that's Asian. So as you can see, we're just giving it a nice quick sear. All right, and then once we get our sear on, we're going to take our beef off. All right, and now we're going to add our other ingredients. All right. So now we're going to start adding our other ingredients. So I've got some fresh garlic here. We should throw some garlic in there, right? Okay. And I got some more of those baby corns because it's a baby corn kind of day. I wish you guys could smell this already. It smells great. We got some snow peas because people in my house like snow peas. So again, I am literally making this dish up, you guys, as we go. I'm not kidding. All right? And then we're going to throw in, I've got about a bag or so of bok choy, baby bok choy, that I have trimmed so that all the leaves will come off. I've trimmed all the roots, the big part of the roots off. And that's going to, what's great about this is that's going to collapse like spinach. Okay? It's kind of in that same family, and it's going to collapse into spinach. So, like spinach. So you're going to see this go down pretty darn quick. And while we're waiting, so when we used to go out for Chinese food, my dad was not a big drinker at all. He barely ever drank. But when he did, it usually was one of the times he did, he would have a beer at a Chinese restaurant. So, with that said, you know what time it is. It's time for your favorite segment in mine. What's Joe drinking? Well, Joe's got... we went out and got some beautiful different kinds of Asian beers here. So we have Qingqiao from China. We have a Sapporo from Japan. We have is it Singya, which is a Thai beer. And we have a beer Lao, which is actually a Laos beer from Laos. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go with the Sapporo right now, only because my dad used to drink Kirin a lot, and my brother, I'm sure, is saying, yes, that is true. We used to have like cases of it in our basement of our house. Not that any, teenage boy would know about anything like that. Anyways, so let's try it. We'll have a little Sapporo beer here to go with our Asian cuisine from Japan. I know that's from Japan. All right. You know what? There's something really, really, really fun about Asian beer. I don't know what it is. They have a great flavor, and it just goes so well with the food. All right. Let's put that down for a minute. That is really good, though. I'm going to have some more of that. Okay. So meanwhile, as you can see, our bok choy is dropping. It's going down. It was, remember, at the beginning of this, our wok was full, and it's still coming down. All right. And then starting to stir up our other vegetables in there. And then once we got a good saute going with these, we want to throw in some of our green onions, because that's toward the end, right? Because you want the flavor of those green onions. All right. And then we're going to throw our meat back in. So all our meat's going back in. And then I'm going to throw in a whole bunch of ginger. This is probably about 2 full tablespoons of ginger that we're going to add back in there, into it. All right. And then we need some soy sauce, so we're going to throw in, we'll put in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I think we need a little white wine vinegar would be very nice with this. Give it a little splash of flavor. And we're going to just mix all that up. You can hear it now really cooking down. This is going to be a wonderful dish when it's done. And again, you could cook this as rare or as well done as you want. If you want it a little bit more on the rare side, I would drop the beef in toward the end of the cooking process. If you want it more on the medium or well done side, you throw it in toward the end of the cooking process. But as you can see, it's really coming down quite nicely. It's going to be beautiful. So, we got that said. I think we've used all my ingredients, so let's plate. So I got a nice plate here, and I have some nice Asian rice that we made before we came on the air. So I'm going to take my plate, So again, you can make some rice if you like. This is some nice sticky rice. I like a good sticky rice. Just like that. All right. If you're having the duck, well, first let's cut some of this duck up because this duck is really beautiful looking. We have some duck here. Grab one of my knives. All right. Wait till you guys see this duck. Let's look at it. It's falling apart. I don't even need a knife, you guys. Look at this. This duck literally is just falling apart. And yeah, look at that. I mean, you can't. That is just absolutely gorgeous, right? And then we're going to take some of that duck, and we're going to put it right on top of our rice. Just like that. And then we need a spoon for some of our sauce. And again, this sauce is pretty thin. I only put in a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. So you're really keeping it, and you can see I've got some of the mushrooms on there. All right, so look at that dish. That looks absolutely beautiful. And then we need to have some of our bok choy and beef. So let's do a little of our bok choy and beef. And, oh, you can tell it smells really nice. Got our bok choy and beef. And we've got let's throw a little, got some more greens on here. The other thing you can do is take some of these shreds of, we have, and you could put that on top of your bok choy and your beef, and give some nice flavor to it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're eating tonight. So I hope that you all enjoyed this. I hope you make it at home. And of course, you know that you can always find me on my social sites. On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I'm at Chef Joe Louie. And you can always find me when you go into YouTube, you type in Chef Joe Louie, you can find my channel. And I'll be sitting here until next week drinking all these great Asian beers and enjoying life. And until next week, I hope you have a safe and happy and healthy week. And until next week, if it's Sunday, you know it's Sunday dinner with Chef Joe. Bye.